You know, it's weird. Some of these things, it's, you know, I play the game and then it really works well, and then with PS3 it was inconsistent. Is probably the best way I can describe it. I'm actually in the character creator right now. I'll actually bring that over. Just as before, going with a female character, because that's what I prefer to play. To a certain extent, that's just fatigue. But right now I'm just checking out what every class starts with. Obviously, if I used the wiki, I would have more detailed information. But as I understand it, some of these are slightly changed. Like, I believe the thief starts... I can see the thief starts with a bow, and I don't think they started with a bow by default before. The Sentinel appears to start with a Zwei and the Fallen Knight armor. What the fuck is a Sentinel, though? I think Sentinel's a new class. There are a bunch of new classes. Mercenary looks largely the same, possibly a different shield. Wayfarer, that armor looks very familiar. Can't remember one or two, though. The helmet looks very strange, though. Probably one. Maybe two. Probably one, though. Assassin... Oh, it has a cat's paw ring. And another spell. Curious what that extra spell is. We have the Weeaboo. We have Bandit and... Well, Soldier actually looks promising. I think that's the Claymore. Dragons, huh? Herald? Oh, the Herald doesn't start with a healing miracle this time. That puts them at a slight disadvantage. The Explorer, who starts with a whip and a very strange set of armor. A Brawler. I think that's just the Undead Legion set, but it really looks pretty good. Good old Sorcerer. Oh, it starts with Magic Weapon. Neat. I'm tempted to go with a caster since I didn't use much magic last time. In my little bit of dicking around with the game, I was using Priest because I wanted to see what the hell that lightning bow spell is. And it's pretty effective. I have no idea if it stays effective. I also don't know why the Heretics gloves don't line up. There are two pairs of gloves. One of them in the not quite T-pose. But it looks like this has a damage hex and a weapon hex. So it might also be a solid option. Problem, of course, being then you don't have much in the way of stats for actually using weapons. And it looks like this is another... I was gonna say Hexer, but apparently it's a Pyromancer. So they have various things set up for a variety of spellcasting. Well, that's... I didn't go far enough to see this one, but having the key to the embedded, which is one of the more ridiculous weapons in the game, definitely makes that tempting. And that's no stats. Interesting. I think we would struggle to get past Iodex Gunder. Is it Iodex? Is it Udex? Probably neither of those. I think that's just heal that it has. Big ol' weapon, probably a shit ton of poise. Might need to two-hand the weapon. Wouldn't be a big deal. Ultimately, at the end of the game, I was just two-handing the weapon I was using. Yeah, I think that sounds good. I'm going with the master key because that way I don't need to find keys. Since 1, I don't know where they are, and 2, I don't know that I really care to know where Cinders moved them to. And the cutscenes are going to be unchanged, so that rolling right off the gate. Oh, yeah, because we're at 100% quip load. Yeah, we'll probably want to be getting things to change that a little bit. So, already there is a difference in that we can move through deep water. Also, we have poise. Now, I believe enemies also have some level of poise. But one of the reasons I wanted to do that is because something I noticed, and also something we were about to pick up. So, the focus implement is infinite use. Now, if this seems to favor casters, I think one of the reasons for that is just, by default, the game did a very poor job of, well, helping casters, letting casters really be as good as they need to be. To be viable. So, I'm a little bit disappointed in the damage here. I don't know if that's just the Cinders seems to have increased the HP of everything side. Obviously the Master had a lot less HP, so maybe it's beefy enemies have less HP and non-beefy enemies have more. I'm curious as to what that means for bosses. I suspect they would have more. So yeah, this is a different style than what I was doing before. But the style that I'm doing here just straight up wasn't viable in base 3, so that really does not heal much. So I suspect I will ultimately probably prefer the big weapon to, various small weapons I would have been able to grab. More for the poise damage aspect than the increased damage, because I don't know that the increased damage is really that much of a thing. I know relative to the lightning bow of the priest, we seem to be doing a decent chunk less. Oh, but that actually does helpfully demonstrate some of the changes. We can travel right out the gate. So, we can see... I didn't get this far, so... Well, I got this far, I did not notice that there was a fog wall there. I'm curious as to what that actually means. But we have all of the various box equivalents and so on and so forth. We don't have the dex for the Uchigatana. Makes sense. Holy. Oh, that has decreased damage, doesn't it? Ah. We may want to unrefine that or... Now, I'm curious to see if, well, both if and how, since I'm assuming that there is going to be some changes for bosses. Gunder was changed. We shall see. On life gems. I actually really liked life gems, so... Huh? But... yeah, I think I'm just gonna cast Heal Aid and then we'll go in. Okay. Oh, so it starts in that second phase. Well, that could potentially be... oh, that's not a good sign. So yeah, have to be... well, I shouldn't say have to be. Want to be a little bit less aggressive. Because we only really have the stamina for two attacks. One thing that is good to know is that the iframes for the fat roll seem to be by and large unchanged, so while it's a little bit slower to stand back up, I don't know what the little, I guess those were what was causing curse. I don't know why as soon as the fight started I got a huge stack of curse though. What are you? Ah, neat. Oh, that looks dumb as hell. Okay, so much like the blessed cestus. Oh wait, no, it was blessed that reduces your damage. Maybe holy doesn't reduce the damage. Maybe the weapon just isn't as good as I was expecting it to be. Oh, I thought it was further up the thing than it actually was. Probably safe to explore all of this. I will say I'm interested by the fact that none of these enemies are doing very much damage, but they also aren't taking very much. The not doing very much is neat. The not taking very much is worrying. I had honestly kind of figured that, oh, maybe it's just that lightning bow wasn't, super powerful. But, given that it still seems to be the case that we're not doing quite as much damage as I expected. Maybe the damage numbers are just lower all around. That's a Black Knight? Silver Knight? Black Knight. There we go. That's what I was looking for. That's annoying. Oh, did drop something. Great sword. I wonder if that's just a static drop. And the reason I'm curious about that is that the fact that it wasn't in the same pile as the ember. I suspect one of those is a static drop and one of those is just a... Well, no, that doesn't make any sense because even like the remaster for 1 was able to combine those into the same pile. And this definitely seems at least as competent as the remaster for 1. Ah, there's an item over by, what's his face? So the poise change, that is to say, the existence of poise as a stat that does anything.
Welcome to the I take the Lord.
Now, the Firekeeper,
farewell.
Doesn't have as much of a purpose, near as I can tell.
All that
Ludleth. Huh. So we have all of the items, or, well, we can see all of the items. We don't have all of the items. We can see all of the items that we could potentially get. I still wish there was a way to kind of sort this so that the things you had the souls for were up at the top. It is what it is. I suppose we actually have the souls for basically everything, so unless it's a 10k item. Oh, rings. Okay. Ah, so the rings just do curse. Well, PS1 curse. So?
Leisure, I am weapon. I've lot and the ashen as is that. Ah.
Ah, so it's dark instead of fire. But I suspect there's not a meaningful difference above and beyond that. Well, once you have the necessary stats for it anyway. That's weird.
Ashen 1.
And we don't have any other NPCs in here by default, I don't think. Oh yeah, I was gonna check and see what... Okay, so no, Holy does seem to take a fair amount of... Oh, it actually maybe says here? Ah, Holy is blessed, so... That is why Holy is kind of tanking the damage. It is... Because that's what it does. So we want to get... Well, fuck. All of these kind of tank the damage more than I was anticipating. We might just want to see if we can get it. Done up with one of the enchants that does relatively minimal, like Poison or Curse or Blood, since Shriving Stones are very expensive to use.
Pretty be careful.
Or I might just want to swap to another weapon. Not that one, obviously. Wait. I only looked at about half of the options. Oh. Neat. I'm curious about that. I suppose it doesn't really matter. That's not... Infusing essence. Oh, so it just hurts the stability, but it doesn't hurt anything else. Neat. What does he have to purchase? Oh, he has the weapons. Does he also have the armor? He does not. He does have arrows, though. He's willing to sell you his hammer for a shit ton. Ah. Oh, we don't have the dex for fucking anything. That's great. Do we have the dex for... Well, yeah, we have the dex and various stats for a great axe. And it seems like statistically it would probably be an improvement, but we'll see. What? Why is there just a skeleton? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna check out the rest of the... If I could remember to go to the correct direction. I'm gonna check out the rest of the... area. I was looking over to see if there was anything over on the left side, which there does not appear to be. Oh, no door here. Handmaid's ladle, huh? Well, does she want that back? Can we return it to her? Oh. Okay. Oh, so there's a hex cellar available right at the gate. Interesting. I wonder if there's cellars for other arts. Oh. Oh, you... Whoops. I guess you didn't need to take the big damaging plunge that I did last time. Well, if there is something up here I can... Psychedelic... What? Okay. Weird. Remember... Ah. Yeah, there is an item up here. I was thinking there was an item up here before. I don't think that's what it was before. I'll need to remember to go to the left side this time. So I am curious as to what the bird can give us this time. Ah, a strong life gem. Does that mean that there is going to be an enemy up here? No, Firekeeper set. Okay. Is there still the Firekeeper's soul up here? I think that's what was up here. I might be misremembering. Would not be the first time. Now, it's something I am curious about. I know most of the time those seem to just be endless pits, but... now is... god damn it. That's... actually did line up. I have no idea what the hell either of those are. Ah. Huh. Former Firekeepers. I was a little bit worried that maybe the Black Knight would respawn. It didn't seem likely, but stranger things have happened. And we want to go to the left to get that crystal lizard. That apparently just doesn't despawn. Interesting. Might be that because I think it was the one that is in the back normally. Its despawn thing was pushed way out. Oh, that is with a lot of vitality already. Yeah, we might end up swapping out some of these pieces for lighter weight pieces. What is that? No. We're good. So that gets us into the regular rolling threshold. And has us looking especially dumb with 2 skirts. The stats on the Firekeeper set are actually better than I was anticipating, aside from obviously its lack of poise. Yeah, I don't think we can get up there.
Ashen one.
Well, we can. But I don't know that I necessarily want to get up to the next level point. Now we can actually just skip the high wall. I don't think that's what I want to do, but... Right now, poise changes and potentially damage changes aside, this doesn't feel that different yet. Although having a weapon that can actually deal with groups will probably make everything a little bit easier. Ah. Now our weapon has a little bit of recovery on it by default, so... Also, I am curious... Ah. So its weapon art also just heals a little bit. That's quite a different experience than the weapons I used when I came through here before. The broadsword doesn't really have the capability of taking them out like that. Oh. I don't know if just she has more poise than I expected, or if poise just works very, very strangely. Huh? Oh. But what I was going to comment on is this is actually the area where where the teleport used to take us. Also, something that happened while we were screwing around is we recovered all of our FP. So it's not just a, using that focus, whatever, isn't the only way to recover FP. Which is neat. It just recovers over time as well. And for us, HP recovers a little bit over time. Given the way that popped up, I wonder if that's a static drop, or... I don't know. No, I'm liking this weapon for the most part. It has decent speed, and while it doesn't do as much damage as I would like, not bad. Oh, I think I remember where that one is. That. Yeah, I always miss this staircase for some reason. So I noticed that I am spending a lot of time at no stamina. So that might want to be the next thing I upgrade. But yeah, that thing in the wall is I think it's behind the dragon wing. We need to drop down. Okay, I'm guessing it's related to something about the character. What are holy fragments used for, anyway? Oh, okay. Good old binoculars. Whoops. Yeah. There's definitely a spot there where you can fall to your death, but... Oh yeah, and I'm curious about the art. Well, that's not bad. Seems to be about the same. But it's a little bit quicker, and I mean, obviously it's not as fast as Nestus, not as strong as Nestus, but I think it's actually usable in combat with how fast it is. And something I saw Smite do is apparently you can just run for that. Good to know. There's a bonfire here. Why is... Okay. Huh. Oh, that does not take very much damage. Oh. Well, actually, once it got out of its chest form, it started taking a decent chunk of damage. Blue blood sword. Okay, so it has an int requirement. If only I had chosen a caster. Another mimic. Interesting. Okay, so mimics, unsurprisingly, have hitboxes exactly as good as I remembered them being. Bangor home. That's actually quite a bit of poise for the weight. Problem is that would necessitate swapping out the Cathedral Knight armor, which I don't think there's a good way to do that right now, while keeping decent poise, etc. Now, I don't think we can do anything about that, that dragon. Oh, that's a dude. The weirdest shit breaks lock on, I swear to fucking God. Like, I would get it more if, you know, we actually killed the enemy there. But we didn't. So was there anything over here? There is. I think the fire reaches over there, though. I could be wrong. Nope, I was right. And I think this is where we start running into the... Yeah, those fuckers. Those are a lot more annoying now that they have enough health to take more than one hit. Oh, this is where the... Well, one of us was gonna die. Just ended up being me. Oh, that's gonna be tedious to get back. Well, no, it's not that long. The downside is, of course, I think now a frostbite would just straight up kill us. We'll see. So, I could have sworn that couldn't just keep attacking before? If enemy stamina numbers were fucked around with to make enemy stamina less of a thing, that is going to be, what makes it so I don't keep playing this. Because a lot of enemies effectively had infinite stamina already. Or had combos such that it didn't really fucking matter. Although seeing how poorly that tracked gives me hope that maybe enemies aren't gonna have terrible fucking tracking. I see we still have the same queuing system, which was my biggest problem. Real neat getting hit by an attack, and then after the attack is over, having the roll that you hit before the attack hits you go off. Also, it's weird how well, I guess we are at less poise than we were before, but the poise really feels inconsistent. Maybe certain attacks that don't line up with the size of enemy weapons do just a shit ton of poise damage. I have to assume that's the case. I guess we were close enough to hit the shield, but not do damage otherwise. Huh. I thought there was more to that branch than there actually was. So I was hoping it would, at least slow him. At least catch him at all. Of course, now I'm wondering if Poise was changed to just affect hit stun, and not the hyper armor bullshit that it was by default. No, I think I just don't understand the hitboxes for DS3. Maybe we were close enough to cause knockback? Maybe there's like an AoE shockwave for this weapon? Oh yeah, I meant to equip the Estus ring. I wonder if it actually says how much that heals. 10. I don't know if that's more or less than it was before. I know I certainly seemed to stop noticing it after a little bit, but it might be set up to trigger more frequently. So it seems like for a lot of these things, the stab and then strike is a more efficient method. I know over there is the path forward. A lethal gem, which I think the thing said what it was, but I wasn't paying enough attention. Oh, we can unlock this. know where that goes. Yeah, let's check it out. Well, that's definitely not a promising sign. Although that wasn't near as bad as I expected. Based off the number of dead, whatever the fuck these are, Lothric Knights. Yeah, we can't see up well enough to see if there's a... Well, no, there shouldn't be another mechanism. Yeah, it doesn't really matter, I guess. Since it's not like that can lead to anywhere that useful. An odd place for a scale. Okay. What? Oh. I had the camera pointed. How did I miss the bonfire? Weird. So the ring does seem to be providing some healing, but it's not... Oh, Grey Rat. Not the most useful thing in the world.
You're no jailer, are you? No, you're from far away. And judging by the bell, you must be some of that unkindled ash. Remarkable. Below the high, not the home, an old woman.
Oh, Loretta, the... Yeah, we got her bone last time, but I don't think I ever found the key for Grey Rat's thing anyway, so... I suppose it doesn't really matter that I didn't remember him and come back. Also, I probably should stop fucking around and actually just spend those souls. Yeah, the dex scaling doesn't do anything for us. Not at the point we're at, anyway. Even the strength scaling ain't great. What about the faith scaling? It is also in the category of not fantastic. Now we could make it lethal, which would bump up the scaling a little bit, but would also take away the... Oh, I guess we need to travel to Andre to actually see what the hell that does, if anything. So I have a strong suspicion, based off the fact that this, on a per attack basis, does about the same amount of damage as the lightning bow was doing. That, oh, lethal might be good because of the stamina reduction. especially since it bumps up the scaling. So, like, on a weapon with relatively low damage but very, very high scaling, that might be really good. I mean, obviously we don't have the stats for any of those, but... Yeah, the stuff we've found seems to suggest to me that a sorcery character might have been a better choice. Whatever, not a huge deal. I think this is all that I'm going to be doing of this one. What? Oh, apparently there's also trials and such associated with, what's the one associated with Ludleth? Since we don't fight Ludleth. Ah. Neat. Anyway, as I was saying, I think that's going to be it for me. I will be back with something else on Monday. I just need to figure out what the hell I want to do. Thank you for watching. Should probably actually switch to the end scene. As I said, thank you for watching, and I will be back then.